Hey guys, welcome to Pirate Hunter Trophy. Today, we're diving into Season 3, Episode 8 of Demon Slayer, so stay tuned so as not to miss a detail. After falling out of the water pot, Muichiro starts to pull out the needles that are stuck in him, but the poison in the needles make him feel numb very fast. After killing them all, he sees that Kotetsu is asleep and that the fish demon with the blades is about to attack him. He also sees that more demons have joined the fight. He has no strength and can't stand up. He sees the evil spawn attack the young smith and his life flashes before his eyes. He sees his father telling him to get up. Muichiro is a young boy who is carrying a heavy load of wood. He's having trouble standing, but he finds the strength to get up and run to his father. He helped his father cut down trees because he worked as a woodcutter. It made him happy to see his father smile as he worked. One stormy night, his sick mother's health starts to get worse. Muichiro tries to tell her that their father went out to pick healing herbs. Muichiro's father goes outside into the bad weather and climbs up a cliff to see the herbs. He stretches his arm as far as it will go to get one for his wife. As he gets closer, the rock he is standing on breaks and he falls to his death while still holding the herbs. That same night, his mother would die. Muichiro thought he was alone when his parents died when he was 10, but he remembered that he was not alone when he was 11 and had a twin brother named Yuichiro. As the two of them walked back home from their parents' graves, Yuichiro started to talk about how he doesn't like being kind and thinks helping other people is pointless. His twin's mean words hurt Muichiro, so he speaks up and says that, as their father had said, people who help others will help themselves. Yuichiro tells him that he shouldn't listen to the words of a dead man who failed to save someone. Muichiro scolds him for saying bad things about how their father tried to help their mother, but Yuichiro says that the herbs couldn't have helped and that if he hadn't gone out, they would only have one dead parent. Muichiro is shocked by Yuichiro's sharp words, but his twin tells him to shut up and spits back that he is telling the truth. Yuichiro tells him that the mu in Muichiro comes from the word for incompetence, muttering that their talk is pointless since they can't change the past. Muichiro then continues to remember that living with Yuichiro was suffocating and that he thought his twin brother was a cold person who hated him. In the spring of the second year, Muichiro went to the river to get water. He met Amane Uboyashiki, a woman with white hair. He was stunned by her beauty and thought she was a forest spirit at first. Amane told everyone that she was the wife of the leader of the Demon Slayer Corps and that she had come to the mountains to make an offer. But Yuichiro turns her away and makes her leave because he doesn't like her. That night, Muichiro told his brother how happy he was when Amane told them they were related to the first swordsman who used the breeding style. Yuichiro doesn't notice his happiness and tells him to wash some rice. Muichiro tells him that after they learn about demons, they should become swordsmen to help people who they hurt. Yuichiro slams his knife down on his cutting board to stop Muichiro from talking about how optimistic he is and how he thinks they can help other people. He is so angry that he yells at Muichiro, asking him how he can think he can be a fighter when he can't even cook rice. He makes fun of Muichiro's constant positivity by saying that he is just like their father and mother. He does this by pointing out that their mother kept working even though she was sick and that their father went out in a storm to get herbs. He gets angry when he thinks about how he told their mother to rest and how he tried to get their father to stay home. Then he says that only the chosen can help other people. Since his outburst, Yuichiro has avoided Muichiro even when he needs help, and his face is always in a bad mood. When it was a very hot summer, both twins were always angry. It was so hot that even at night, it was hard to sleep because of the cicadas, heat, and buzzing. Muichiro moved around in his bed one night because he couldn't sleep. He was drenched in sweat. He got up to get a drink and noticed that Yuichiro was also awake, upset, and sweaty. Unannounced, a demon walked into their house and was surprised to see that only children were there. He then turned to kill Muichiro. Yuichiro jumped out of bed and stood in front of him, but the demon slashed at him, cut off his left arm, and sprayed blood all over the twins. As Yuichiro's screams made the demon angry, Muichiro quickly grabbed his hurt brother and moved him to a corner of the house. The demon tells them that they don't matter whether they're living or dead because they're just poor woodcutters. He says that their lives aren't worth anything. When Muichiro heard the demon insult him, he suddenly went into a very violent rage that he had never felt before. Muichiro saw himself letting out a ferocious roar, and then he saw the demon brutally stabbed with gardening tools and pinned with wooden sticks and stones. Even though he was hurt, the devil continued to twitch in pain because he couldn't die. Soon after this, the sun shone on his body, which caused him to turn to ash and die finally. After seeing it die, Muichiro put down his weapons and started returning home. He was only a short distance from the front door when he passed out. Muichiro fought to crawl the last few feet because he wanted to see Yuichiro so badly. When he finally got home, he saw that his brother was barely alive and went to help him. He saw Yuichiro praying to the gods to save his brother. Yuichiro says he's the only one to blame and prays he'll be punished. Then, as his brother started to cry and hold his bloody hand, he remembered where the Mu in Muichiro's name came from. Yuichiro said that the Mu in Muichiro comes from infinity, so Muichiro stands up. Two red cloud-like patterns appear on his face as he grabs his sword and uses mist breathing, fourth form shifting flow slash. He grabs Kotetsu and kills the fish demons quickly by severing Kotetsu's head from his body. When the young swordsmith checks on Kotetsu, he tells him not to listen to him and instead go help Hotaru and protect the swords. Gyoko is furious as he watches Hotaru continue to polish his sword and avoid him, even though he has been slashed all over his body and lost an eye. When he sees that Kozo is badly hurt and close by, he decides that killing him will finally make Hotaru respond. He then feels a blade coming at him, and just in time, he ducks down to escape Muichiro's slash. When he sees the Hashira, he doesn't understand how he got out of his water prison pot. He thinks that since he thought he was going to die, he didn't focus on him, but the demon sees this as proof that he was very focused. He looks closely and sees marks on his face. Based on what Muzan told him, he knows that these marks are the same as the ones on that child with the earrings. Gyoko is most confused by how calm Muichiro looks, even though he is meant to be paralyzed, and how he was able to hit him in the shoulder. As the Mist Hashira attacks, Gyoko points a pot at him and uses his blood demon art, Octopus Vase Hell. Huge tentacles come out of the pot and grab the Mist Hashira and Kozo, breaking Kozo's blade and destroying the workshed. Gyoko wants to know what Muichiro thinks of his new tentacles now that they can't be cut. After being thrown outside, Hotaru gets his cleaning stone, kneels down, and keeps working, which the angry upper rank notices. He decides to kill and take the Hashira first, so he is surprised when the tentacles that were holding Muichiro and Kozo fall apart. Muichiro thanks the swordsmith for making his sword, but Kozo points out that he just followed the directions of his first smith, Tetsuido. As he uses his new sword, he's happy to feel that it is perfectly balanced for him. As Gyoko sets up his octopus vase hell and Muichiro takes a position, he tells Tetsuido that he is sorry for making him worry, but is fine for now. Seeing the tentacles coming at him and feeling empowered by his marks, the Hashira rushes forward and uses mist breathing, fifth form sea of clouds and haze, cutting through them all with amazing speed and aiming a slash at Gyoko's neck. The devil quickly ducks down and pops out of a new pot on top of a tree. He praises his new speed but says he is still too slow to move between pots as quickly as he can. Muichiro asks him out of the blue if he thinks it's true, and wonders if his age has dulled his feelings. Upper 5 is at first confused, then shocked when he feels a cut on his neck. The Hashira says he will really cut him the next time, but Gyoko says the boy shouldn't think too little of him. He goes out of sight and reappears behind Muichiro, pointing his vases to shoot fast water jets. Muichiro skillfully moves through the forest to avoid them and watches as more of Gyoko's goldfish demons come out and spray hundreds of poisonous needles at him. As Upper 5 keeps attacking him, Muichiro thinks about Yuichiro's last words before he dies. Yuichiro says that he is sorry he couldn't be kinder to Muichiro, but he had to protect him, and also that Muichiro is one of the chosen ones. As the demon tries to grab Muichiro with his octopus tentacles, Mist Hashira jumps up and easily avoids them all. He then cuts the vases right out of Gyoko's hands and stares at his opponent's next move, which angers the upper rank. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe.